Morning. Good morning. I just thought I would set down a few thoughts which really follow on from what I was saying in my sermon on Sunday. Some thoughts about hope and love, which are two things that we really need in these days. We need a hope, a personal hope. We need a hope for the nations. And we need to have hearts that are spilling over with love for all sorts of reasons. So if you want to put your finger in Romans 5 and maybe also in 2 Peter 1, I was looking at that this morning. When I was speaking in the sermon yesterday, I was explaining how there's nothing that we can do to earn our forgiveness, to earn eternal life. They are grace gifts from God. But then we find in Philippians 2, Paul is saying, work out your salvation with fear and trembling. Take it very seriously. Work it out. It needs to be worked out. And so coming to those two verses in Romans 3 and 4, where Paul speaks about exulting in struggles, that brings forth perseverance, the ability to persevere and proven character. And that in turn brings forth hope. We become a people of hope because we have traversed our difficult, dark valleys and we've come out the other side. And we absolutely know that God is our Father and we can trust his faithfulness. I was looking this morning at 2 Peter 1, and there's a similar sort of verse in there where Peter, along a similar line, says, with all diligence, make a real effort to add excellence, and to excellence knowledge, and with all diligence add knowledge, and that leads to self-control, and that leads to perseverance and godliness and brotherly kindness, and that leads to love. So we have Paul speaking about all these things that lead to hope, Peter speaking of all these things that lead to love. And they're really, really basic things. When, for example, Peter says moral excellence and then knowledge. I don't know about you, but sometimes there is so much going on at the moment that I think, do you know what? I'm just not going to bother to try and understand that. And then I think, no, actually, what Peter is exhorting us to do is not only to be knowledgeable in the scriptures, but to seek God on the things that we also struggle with and are troubled with. And they're just so important, these two things, hope and love. And so in this way, our wills and our characters, which are not supernatural, and they're certainly not spontaneous, our will is a crucial part of the creation of God, which the human being. But the will and the character so much come in these two verses as we work it out. And I don't know about you, but I've had plenty of time to be working things out in my own life. And I remember Oswald Chambers, who wrote this. It's very earthy, but it's good. He says, we are not meant to be illuminated versions, but the common stuff of ordinary life, exhibiting the marvel of grace of God. Drudgery is the touchstone of character. The great hindrance in spiritual life is that we will look for the big things to do. And then he comments, Jesus took a towel and began to wash the disciples' feet. In that lowliest moment of caring for those that he loved came the sacred moment, which we know about because it was so important. It was recorded for us. It's just such a lesson in working it out, just learning gradually to be those people from whom the natural grace of God can flow, the supernatural grace of God can flow in the normal of everyday moments. And I was caused just to think back on some of the really breathtaking times that I've seen God heal. And almost without exception, they have occurred in the ordinary moments. And so it's as though God is saying, when you build up hope and love for the ordinary, for the drudgery, for the day to day, the things we have to do because we are committed to them. And we do them well because we want to be seen to be people of proven character, people of excellence. As we go about the ordinary day to day, suddenly God comes. Bless you this week.